Nice to meet you.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. And no, please do not adjust your set. It is not the WikiTree challenge today, right now.
Surprise!
No, we will be doing that. It's a great commercial because we will be doing a WikiTree challenge coming up this Thursday. We begin the next WikiTree challenge for George G. Morgan. Who is half of the genealogy guys, and he is our special guest for the month of December. So starting on Thursday, and you can still sign up to be part of that. But no, this is the Saturday roundup. When I clicked the button to go, I did not check which video was going to play by default. And the last one we did on Thursday for the wrap up was the WikiTree challenge. So my mistake. But anyway, it was a commercial for things to come. So there, welcome everyone. As one of my cantors used to say, she says, I know I'm going to mess up at some point during Mass. I'm going to sing a wrong note or the wrong words. So let's just get it over with the first hymn, and then we can just move on from there.
So, we have to sing?
We don't have to sing here. Now, you're welcome to sing, Bob. I would be happy. I'll play a tune on my scarf, and there you go. Anyways, welcome everyone. How are we? Yeah, we have a special guest. Bob is here joining us. How are you doing, Bob?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, great. Thank you for coming. Bob is our member of the week.
Member of the week, excellent. And we look forward to meeting you in great detail shortly. But let's say hi to everyone who's here already in the chat. Melanie from Down Under is here, of course, bright and early, and Fiordalisi, David Dodd. Let's see, Tia is here as well. How are you doing, Tia? Murray Maloney, how you doing? Bonjour, how are you doing over there? I'm waving to people in the direction in which I think they live. John Tyner's over in Isle, far away that direction.
Rick Cleland.
What's that?
Rick Cleland.
Rick Cleland. Oh, where's
Southern
Rick?
Ontario.
He is.
Before Murray.
Oh, was he before Murray?
Yeah.
Problem is, there's so many people. There's so many messages back and forth of the same people that I skipped too far. Dees is here. D 2464. There's Rick, and there's Evelyn. How are you doing, Evelyn? No, Lynette. Oh my goodness, her name's Lynette, not Evelyn. It's Mojave Lynette.
Lynette, you got to translate through the.
I know.
Yeah, it's hard.
I know, that's right. I'm getting the name.
You're doing great.
Lynette, how you doing, Lynette? Holly is here as well, and Doris Lanier. Chris Feriolo, how you doing? Hoping for Aerosmith today? I'm not opening for Aerosmith, no. Pagan Sky 452. I don't know who you are, but welcome. Chris Wine as well. And who else? Did I miss other people?
Susie Carter.
Oh, Lisa Gervais, Tamara Sims. There
Susie Carter.
Susie. Hey, Susie Carter. How you doing?
Yes.
Where are you seeing all these people?
So on the side, there might be a thing that says comment, and that's the chat that comes from YouTube. When people are on YouTube and they type in.
Okay. I went to comments. It was in private before, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. Comments. Your first choice.
There we go. So
Terry Burks also joined just now.
Excellent. Hi there. Yes. And welcome to my fellow co-hosts, Vicky, Betsy, and Denise. How are you folks doing today?
Good.
Excellent.
I'm not too stuffed.
Not too stuffed. That's good. Yeah.
We have Anna Matthews from Long Island.
Oh,
good morning, she said.
My home state, New York.
Oh,
Yay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I always associate you with Chicago, of course, but yeah, originally
Well,
you had,
yeah. Truth be told, I've lived in Chicago longer than I lived in New York, but
yes,
those New York bonds, they hold on to you.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, well, Vicky, why don't you introduce our guests, and we'll learn more and more about Bob.
Yes. Well, Bob is a WikiTreeer, a long-time WikiTreeer. He's been around here since 2013. He has done more than 160,000 contributions.
Wow.
And well, he's a team leader for the Massachusetts team in our various tons events. And he's mainly active in the 7076 project and the Great War project. And well, my first question for you, well, first of all, congrats on being member of the week.
Oh, thank you very much.
And thank you for accepting our invitation to be here with us.
More than happy.
Well, just to warm up, I always ask, how did you become interested in genealogy?
Well, like I said in my answer, 1977 Roots, the miniseries. And it just lit a fire under me. And talked to my father, my mother, my grandmother. And I was able, my grandmother gave me a lot on her family as far as it goes for the people in the US at the time. She didn't have a lot of background on where her parents or her parents' family, her grandparents and great grandparents. And because my grandfather on my father's side had left the greater Boston area and moved to Maine and raised a family there, they didn't have a lot of connection with his Massachusetts family. So my father, again, and I knew all my cousins anyway, but I was able to get that. And it just took off from there. Once I connected to the internet, really made it a lot easier with records that are available. And even today, it's better than it was then. There's more and more databases have become digitized. A lot of states have gotten into it, and it really helps.
Yeah, it made me smile. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking, when you started in 1977, did you just have a big piece of paper where you were charting everybody?
Pretty much, or lots of little pieces of paper. But I'd talk to somebody and I'd have a notepad and I'd just start scribbling information down. And then once I got a computer and I got a floppy disk program of genealogy, I was able to start plugging things in.
Yeah.
And I've typed in, I don't know how many times, my family tree, because programs weren't compatible. I couldn't transfer from A to B. So, and I used Family Tree Maker for a long time and still do. I keep information on it. But yeah, it was paper and pencil and Xerox copies if I was able to get information. Our local library had early census records.
Oh, wow.
That you were able to access in books. They were just copies. So I found a few people that way, but unfortunately, until 1850, you didn't know who lived in the house.
Right.
Yeah, it was funny what you said. You said, today I feel sorry for Alex Haley. He didn't have the internet.
Yeah, he
yeah.
just trying to dig out his family that was in the U.S. And with census records and everything else. And it wasn't there. He had to, well, some of the census records weren't available because they hadn't been released, but the older ones, you'd have to go to a state archives or something.
And you had and you had one particular difficulty in your paternal line because your name has a lot of variations.
Yes.
Tell us what are they?
Well, I spell it with one N in the middle. A number of people spell it with two N's in the middle. And some it's K-I or K-A. Instead of an I, there's an A,
So
even
it's
an E.
Caniston.
Well, they're all pronounced the same, just spelled differently. Some of them, I
Oh.
think it's when records were transcribed, sloppy penmanship.
Sure.
I look at it and say, I don't know how they came up with that combination, but and within a family, from one census record to the next, they'll change the spellings. And then when the children go on and have their own, they have another spelling. So it can be difficult. Fortunately for me, I'm from Eastern Massachusetts, and the family name goes back to colonial days, or, well, Keniston is like right after the American Revolution, where it splits off. I can go back to colonial days.
You said you could trace your paternal line back to 1634.
Yes.
And that's thanks to WikiTree. How has WikiTree helped you with that?
Well, in some cases, it's just putting in somebody and it says, oh, there's a duplicate. And I check that out. And all of a sudden, here's this long line of people that I'm suddenly related to. And that helps. The collaborative aspects of the whole thing. It really makes it a lot easier for some people. You know, you find somebody and suddenly, oh, here's my 3 great grandmother's brother that I didn't know she even had. And he's got a huge family. So it really, WikiTree is fantastic to me. I'm going to try to get some of my more cousins involved. And so we can push out their spouses' families in some cases.
Yeah.
So, and it's free.
That's a bit. Bob, and I want to highlight one of your phrases. You said, "What inspires you to contribute so much of yourself?" You said, "The great people who helped me when I first joined WikiTree. That's what inspires you." You said, "Your patience and assistance showed me that WikiTree is a truly great place."
And that's true. When I didn't mention any people really. Abby Glenn was instrumental for me in the beginning. She was one of the first people I connected with, and I'd hit her with questions. When I did the profile improvement voyage, Pip Shepard helped me out a lot. Actually, he was the one he said, "You've got to do one, Bob." He said, "You've been on here long enough. Do one." So I did. And it was fun. It was somebody I was already well acquainted with, but I was able to find a lot more information about it.
It's
It's
great.
my second great grandfather.
Your favorite ancestor.
Yes. Right? Mainly because so I can get connected to so many more people that I didn't even know existed in my family.
That's awesome.
A bunch of second and third cousins in his children's families, and he had a large family, and I've been able to dig up the people. Some of them, unfortunately, are no longer with us, but I got a couple of third cousins in New York. That's where they grew up. So it's been an experience for me, a very pleasant one, I might add.
Great. And we can see that because you're very active in many projects, but mainly in the Great War and 1776. And you are doing profiles, bios, and putting sources. What do you need in these projects, and how can others help and join?
I'm going to give a plug for bios. I host the Bio Builders Challenge every month. I inherited that. Well, Abby was doing it, and I don't remember who else. I think Ann Smith. And then I inherited it, and I've been doing it for years now. We always love to see more people join. 1776, I have a number of ancestors who participated in the revolution, some of them on day one. And my maternal grandfather fought in World War I. I just recently got more involved in the Great War Project. Norm Jones cornered me into that. He put out hey, we need people for projects. And I said, 1776. And he said, well, any others? And I said, oh, the Civil War, World War I, World War II. And he said, bingo, you're it for World War I. You're now part of the Great War Project. And I felt like I got drafted. But the Great War Project, it's interesting because we've connected with a couple of people live in Germany.
Wow.
And they have ancestors who participated in the Great War. So it's a different perspective.
Yes.
Got a number of Anzacs, people in Australia and New Zealand who participate. And the team or the project, we're going to have at least 4 teams. We've got a U.S., Canada, UK, Europe, Anzac, and I think that there's going to be a team for the Central Powers, which would be Germany and their allies. But it's being reorganized now, so it's making it a little difficult sometimes to connect, but people are volunteering, and we hope to get it going. So,
Great. So you always need hands, right?
Oh,
And
I don't think there's a project in WikiTree that couldn't use help.
yeah, we were talking about that before, because Denise is going to talk about some projects that also need help. And you said it would be easier to say what project doesn't need help, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but finally, just to wrap up, you gave one of the tips you gave for someone who wants to be more involved. You said just join a project.
Yes.
Of some theme that interests you, and we can see that it has helped you a lot, and we thank you for that commitment and work that you have done in all these projects. And join the thons, right?
Yes.
That's
The thons are great because so many people might have people on their watch list that need information. They need to build the profile. A source-a-thon is a great one for that. Connecting. They might have some people that aren't connected, and okay, go through Family Search or Ancestry, you dig up some census records, and suddenly you find hey, here's this grandfather or grandmother had a large family, and you start digging into those people. Exactly. It's just a great way. And now the thons are organized with teams. You get on a team, might have similar interests or geographic location. You might make some new wiki friends.
Exactly, and grow our community.
Yes, very much so.
Important. Yes. So, well, again, thank you, Bob, for being with us. Thank you for all that you do for our tree, and congrats again.
Yes, congratulations.
I was honored when somebody said, you're up for member of the week. What? Then I had to do homework.
Oh,
You know, everyone sent me a list. Oh, here, just answer these questions.
Of course,
This is
you
a-
have to.
all essay, 13 questions.
That's right. Well, thank you. We invite you to stay with us.
I'll stick around for
I
a
know
little bit more.
Yeah, just interrupt us and say goodbye whenever you need to.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Bob.
Oh, thank you. I have to hydrate.
And please do. And who's next? Do you want me to go with the profiles, or
it's,
I don't know. Greg, you decide.
okay. Well, why don't you? You've still got the talking stick. So why don't you do your profiles, and then we'll
Okay.
pass it over to Denise.
I have a lot to show.
You do.
Yes. I'm sorry, but yeah, there are
No, don't apologize.
there are many profiles. I'm sorry because I really want to respect the work that the participants have done. So I may have to go a little fast. But
Okay.
I have this I have this profile done by Lin Young, and I always want to show you the before because it's dramatic sometimes. And this is the before of Hilda Louise Peterson, and she Lynn chose this profile because of the movie Hilda. Remember, the theme of the month is still TV and movies. So Hilda had nothing on her, no biography, just one source, and Lynn transformed that profile in this amazing biography with photo, this perfect, delicate background, and it looks awesome. In previous livecast, I always highlight this format that Lynn uses because I really find it innovative, fresh, and well, I like this section that she uses. And someone said this may be causing some errors or suggestions. I don't think it does. I really checked this profile. You can see there are no suggestions here. I don't know if maybe the profile manager only sees them, but I don't see suggestions. I think it may be different, maybe not the standard, but I want to rescue the fact that it's something creative and it's new, and it's nice to see some summary of this person. Well, we have a nice table of contents, really complete, and a great biography.
Wow.
You know, the Lynn does this amazing research and all the context, the history. So, well, thank you, Lynn. You're amazing. She had like she
Vicky,
wanted to do like 4 profiles. Yes, please.
May I say something? I
Please.
noticed Hilda ended up in Minnesota. Minnesota is a state that has modern records available on the internet. Some of them you can dig up on Family Search, and others if you're on Ancestry. They have birth records, marriage records, and death records. And they go, I know of one where it's a birth record in the 1960s. So they go back like 50 years or less, possibly. So anybody from Minnesota or has ancestry in Minnesota, it's one of those states that has
many
online records available.
That's nice.
Great. Yeah. Well, this profile has too many sources, and Lynn will create, I guess it's not there yet, a special page for just the sources. And next one is Virginia. This is a particular name, Virginia Louise Conchetta. I have seen Conchetta, Concepcion, but Conchetta, well, and she's an American actress. And this profile was done by Irene Samek. And look at this before. We had a short biography.
Mhm.
Maybe some of you may know her as Sally O'Neill. That was her name as an actress. And we had sources, but no development on this profile. And now we have a proper profile for a notable
Nice.
with amazing photographies, stickers. Look at this photo. It's
Nice.
awesome, so beautiful, and she's amazingly beautiful. This is a really nice autographed photo. You see, I love when they use signatures on profiles,
Mhm.
and this just do both the photograph and the signature. Look at the census records. Irene made it look feminine, so it's in line with the look for this profile. It's a great work. So thank you, Irene.
Very nice. And apparently, I think her name is Concepta, like with a
Concepta, yeah.
S sound, like concept. Concept.
Like Concepcion in Spanish.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's peculiar.
Yeah.
Well, and this profile is also made by Irene Samek. It's Norman Ray Toro, which is a film director and screenwriter. And he also had this very short one phrase biography and sources, one photo. And she turned that profile into this. Look at this background photo. She gave a context for Norman's life. A lot of stickers, and you'll find this peculiar too. Norman was how do you say this? Illinoisan?
Illinoisan.
Yeah.
Illinoisan.
You don't
But
pronounce
he
the
was
S?
also and he was also a Californian because he was born in Illinois and died in California. So it's not a confusion. And we have amazing photos, these quotes, which I think they look great on profiles. And also she plays with the colors on tables. So she's also worried about the aesthetic of the profile. So it's an amazing work. We have also, this profile was done by Irene. She didn't tell me she finished this one. I don't know if she wanted me to show it, but I will show it anyway because I was really looking forward for this profile because I want you to see this. Well, Eileen Augusta Fraser Morrison, let me see. I think she's an actress. Yes, it's an actress. But I want you to see this. This is a profile that Irene adopted. Okay. We're not going to say who created it. There's no need.
No.
But look, maybe you can read some of this biography. And can you tell me what you find peculiar?
It needs additional citations. Please help improve this. Blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like cut and paste from Wikipedia.
Exactly.
Wikipedia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It screams Wikipedia.
Absolutely. But it's made so, how do you say this? So rough, so not at all subtle.
There's no topics.
There's
family, early life, marriage.
Can you imagine this
career.
at the end? Languages. You see,
Yeah.
text is available under
Wikipedia
creative
copyright.
Yes, totally. It's also almost a photograph.
Yeah.
So what Irene did is just awesome. Imagine all that work, taking that and turning it into a proper profile. So we have a lot of photos of Patricia. It also looks great. Look at the quotes in pink.
I love it.
Tables. So she really takes care of doing all proper, nice, well-structured profiles. It's amazing,
Oh.
Irene, and thank you so much for your work.
I'm really
Next
enjoying
one.
the color coding
Yes,
tables.
I know, me too.
yeah,
Such a nice tweak.
Yeah, it requires knowing the color codes, but it's not hard to find that on the internet. And this is a profile. Remember last week, Chris Wine said, "Is it too late to join the challenge?"
Right.
Yes,
No,
I
it
remember.
was not. And he joined, and he was working on this profile for one of our notables week, but this profile didn't make it, so he worked on Luther Robinson. This profile is part of the U.S. Black History Project, and he's a World War I notable also. And I don't have the before, but you can totally tell this profile is amazing. He was a movie star.
And a
Imagine
tap
that.
dancer.
So so it also fits for this month's theme. So this is awesome. Thank you. And all those sections. It's really great. What people thought about him. Wow. This is
Sammy
really
Davis
complete.
Jr. Wow, neat.
Neat. And we have links to YouTube. I will share a tip for YouTube links.
Oh, okay.
And I will do that. I told you I was going to take my time. Because my next profile is Kylie Minogue. I bet you all know her. And this was a profile done by the Australia Project, and the main research and work was done by our Amanda. So, Amanda Myers. Yay. And this is the before. The before, you can see that she shared the before from the Internet Archive, which is super smart. So we have seen this profile before, so I'm not going to extend too much. But we saw something like that. When we saw the Australian notables, we saw this profile yet. But they really twitched the biography and completed an amazing extent of work. They really were great doing this profile with all this structure, the beautiful signature that looks great, stickers, all the details about her life. I know we have seen this before, but they revamped it and improved it. And I want to highlight all these sections, but they did now this free space profile only for Kylie Minogue's achievements. So it goes into more depth about her life. And look, her acting roles. That's why they chose this profile. Because imagine, very young. She's almost 60 something.
No.
Is she? Yeah, she was born in the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see. 1960s, it says.
Well, I'm right there with you, Greg. I thought she was much younger.
Yeah. Well, everyone looks much younger than they used to when you're the age that I've I've turned. I'm not going to say.
Vicky, I'm going to have to leave right now.
Okay, well,
it's been fun. Really enjoyed it, and thank you again for asking me on.
I'm glad you made it.
Thank you for all your work with Wiki.
Denise, Greg,
congrats, Bob.
Betsy, thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, we'll be in touch about Italy. Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Does it have her appearance as a guest on Ghosts? Do you ever watch? There was a TV show. Originally, there was it was a British version, and she was a special guest over the Christmas break a couple years ago.
I don't see it here because we have
had that.
There are TV appearances, but maybe on some other name. But
Doctor Who.
Look what we have here.
Yes, she was in Doctor Who. That's right.
Yeah, I saw her recently on The Residence, where she plays herself. It's amazing. If you haven't
Oh.
seen that, watch that on
That's
Netflix.
right. Yes, because there was the Australian ambassador. She and
Yeah, and she
Yes.
performs the same song all over.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's really fun. And they even put links to the other
stars. Yeah.
actors, stars. Yes, and this is the tip I was going to share, because here we have the top songs, and we have links to YouTube, and they just said play, and it's linked to YouTube. But you can do this, and this I learned from the Link Builders project.
Okay.
Well, I will show you till the end awards. She has a lot of awards. She's a she's
So
a
much
officer of she's an officer of the British Empire Order and the Australian Order. Well, there's a lot of info there. But the tip is,
okay.
I'm going to, well, this is the free space page for the profile makeover. Okay. And I set this here. I have the link to the YouTube videos where we show the profile makeovers.
Right.
So you can see this little icon, this YouTube icon. And if you edit this table, you will see this.
Ooh.
You can put G2G links. That's another link builder. But you can put this piece of code where it automatically, the YouTube thing, it's linked somehow. I don't know how this magic happens. But this shows the YouTube icon. And here you see some...
That's the ID, right?
It's the ID of the video
ID
on YouTube. And you have to add you can add the date it was on air, and this is the minute where you want the second where you want it to start. So when you click on here, you see there's a link there because it activates the hand icon, and it opens here. Okay.
At an exact spot. Oh, that's handy.
Yes, I don't want to do it because I don't know what kind of sound.
We'll get a bunch of feedback.
Yeah, but you can do that. If you want me to share this piece of code, just message me, and I will give this to you. There's a help page of the Link Builders project, which has all these kind of links that you can take for, I don't know, family search IDs and any kind of external sites. So that's it. Whew.
Very cool.
I think I finished.
You finished.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll leave it now for Denise, right?
Okay. Yeah, go for it, Denise.
All right. And to tie in with all of that, Link Builders, as well as many other projects. You know, it's that time of year, folks. We're not talking Black Friday. We're not talking sales deals. We're talking projects that need volunteers. They always, as Bob said earlier, it's probably easier to list the projects that don't need volunteers than it is to list the ones that do. But alas, I was out on G2G and I clicked on a link that said requests for volunteers. I'm always clicking on links here and there just to see what they do. And I found this link that says request volunteers. And I'm going to share this. I'm going to, again, give it a shot.
You can do it.
I can do it. I know I can do it. I do it on Zoom all the time. I don't understand why it's so much of a challenge here. But my goodness, I'll just do the entire screen.
Yeah.
That's what I always do.
I know, it's just easier.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to make fun of you for having 25 tabs open at once.
I certainly hope not, because because I have a lot more than that.
You're our people, Denise.
So here's the G2G post, and right along the side in categories. I know there was a member Q&A that asked what are the categories, and we were on G2G, and these are the categories, and one of them is request for project volunteers. So when you click on that, you'll see all these requests, and they're time-based in some cases. So for example, this one, do you have ancestors in the United States? Join us in the United States project. And that was just 12 hours ago. This is a repeating request, because as I looked through this, I noticed that they've requested this more than just 12 hours ago. So periodically, these projects are constantly requesting for volunteers. And then when you go to that link, it will take you to the United States project on WikiTree. And it gives you information about the project and what they're doing and how to reach out to them, who the project leaders are, how to contact them. And you can reach out to them and say, okay, where can I help? Or, what do you need help with? Now, in the United States, obviously, you got 50 states plus to choose from. So there's a lot going on. Another project that I found interesting, recent and interesting. Would you like to join the Virginia project? A lot happened in Virginia as far back as you can go in the United States. So here's another one that's fairly recent. 5 days ago, they put out this request, and you can add Virginia to your tags, and you can see what's going on. So again, Virginia is another one that's looking for projects. And I'm not going to be going through a lot of them, but we just had Sandy on a few weeks ago for Westward Ho. And again, this is a recent request. So they're requesting it again. They still need help. Sorry, that's my dog giving me a squeak there. They still need help.
I thought it was you.
No, that was one of my dogs, one of my grandbabies. But yeah, here's again, Westward Ho still needs help with their expansion of the American West. So again, this is the holidays coming along. If you want to give a present to one of these projects, join it and be active. And I just thought this was so cute when I came across. I thought maybe it was going to be a trick. The Turkey Project is now active. And
What is that? What is it? What is the Turkey Project?
It's Turkish. They want help. I'm currently living in
the country,
Istanbul, and I'd be very happy to help however I can. So these are people in Turkey. Hold on,
It's not about Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and I thought it was going to be a play on the holiday time, but actually it is a Turkey project, and I'll click on the Turkey project page.
Wrong
timing caught me off guard.
That's funny.
Oh, come on, please. I clicked on the page and I get nothing.
Oh no.
Blank and blocked. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Maybe.
blank and blocked. I haven't gotten that one before.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So here, let's try this one. There we go. Okay. Welcome to the Turkey Project. And I cannot read that. Maybe you can, Greg.
In Turkish, no, that's not the language that I've studied.
Okay. Yeah, but there is a page for it, and it's an actual project. It has nothing to do with our holiday. So, go out there and I can't encourage you more. This is a good time, of course, during the holidays when you're not cooking or wrapping pages, wrapping gifts, or chasing dogs around the house. This will be a good time to go out there, check out the request for volunteers, and of course, I'm sure Greg's going to talk about the Secret Santa. That's another project of sorts that's for this time of year. So you want to make sure that you go out and lend your help and build our tree. That's all for Behind the Branches this week. Thank you.
I'm so glad you pointed out that section of G2G, because I know I spend almost all of my time in the treehouse, and there are other very rich areas where there's good information.
Yep. So have fun.
Excellent. Thanks, Denise. Betsy, were there any questions this week?
Yes, we do have a question of the week. Let's go there. Entire screen. All right. Are you seeing question of the week?
We are.
Okay. The question is, what is something new you learned about your family history at a holiday dinner? So we had 10 answers to this. Do any of you have tales? Things you learned?
I am always the one who tells the tales. Things I discovered, and my family goes like, "Oh, she's starting again." I bet it's the same for you guys.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. In fact, today, this isn't, well, I don't know if this is interesting to you or not, but I'm going to a Thanksgiving dinner this afternoon. It's our siblings' Thanksgiving. So I'm having dinner with my biological siblings who just live down the road, 45 minutes down the road. So that'll be fun. We tried to get together closer to Canadian Thanksgiving, but there kept getting conflicts, things happening. So we decided, well, we'll just co-opt the American Thanksgiving and make that our sibling Thanksgiving. So yeah. And I'm going to share with them the discoveries on the Argentinian side that you helped find, Vicki.
Oh, yes. You have to show them the photos.
I will. Yeah.
Yes, there are photos.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So who knew this little family that came from Ireland has roots now in South America? So
that's so cool.
I know, it's very cool.
And is that borne out in DNA too?
Yes. Yeah. We actually have some connections. Like they're fairly distant because at this point they're fourth or fifth cousins, but there have been a couple that, so.
And those prior to you making your discoveries on paper must have been a little puzzling. Like,
well, I mean, I was able to descend to investigate to this couple. The wife of the couple was a Douglas descendant and married a German person who was born in Germany and came over to the United States, and they married in New York, and then they went to be missionaries in South America, and that's where I lost track of them. And I thought, well, I wonder what happened. I knew they had kids and that the kids were born there, but I didn't know any details about how long they stayed or if they stayed. And now all of a sudden we've got a much fuller picture. And one of their children became a notable, was on TV, celebrated her 100th birthday, and got an award for her work. And then a brother was a doctor who also did amazing stuff. So.
And you didn't have a photograph of them, of the missionary couple.
And I did not have a photograph of them before, no.
And I found one.
Now you do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is amazing.
So as you would expect, there were some tales of surprising tales of true family relationships that were revealed at family dinners. Sometimes it was right out in the open. Oh, honey, you didn't know your dad was adopted?
Well,
neither did the dad who was standing behind. That was contributed by Gary Benson. And then Lynn Young said that, yes, there were always stories being shared at family get-togethers, but sometimes it takes a person who knows the family, but not as a part of the family. So I think it was a college professor of hers who was also a neighbor in the community, came to dinner one year and told a story that they had never heard before about their great-grandfather who would drink so much that the other people at the bar would just know to just take him to his wagon with the horses, put him in the back, and the horses just knew how to go. They just would.
The horse knew how to get home.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Yes. Well, as Lynn pointed out, it is a funny story, except probably not for great grandma.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Betsy?
Yes.
They say your
Not
screen is
scrolling.
not moving. I don't know if you want us to
I'm not scrolling right
Okay.
now. I'm about. Yeah.
Yes, and Chris says please refresh because there are 2 more answers.
Oh, okay. All right. I will remember to do that at the very end.
Okay.
Okay. And then there are things that you learn when you hide behind curtains. Kim Laird said that her first cousin was actually her half sister. The 2 of them were hiding behind the curtain and listening to the grown-up talk, and they found that out. Let's see. Now, we had a post from Barbara Didrikson, and she said that her grandmother told a story at family dinners that she always thought was apocryphal, made up, that the family, that her grandmother said, well, I'm related to Ephraim Elmer Ellsworth, and I did not know the story here. So thank you, Barbara, for including the Wikipedia link. So Ephraim, or Elmer, as he was more commonly known, Elmer Ellsworth, died right at the beginning of the Civil War, and he was a very close personal friend of Abraham Lincoln, and there was a hotel in Virginia that was flying a massive Confederate flag, and so he took a small group of men, and they went to take the flag down. And it seems like this is where the expression "over my dead body" came from, because the hotel owner said, he was asked to take it down, and he said, "over my dead body." So this group led by Ellsworth goes in to take down the flag, and he was shot, and fatally shot. So Barbara's grandmother always said that they were related, and Barbara thought, well, really can't be, until she took a tour of Lincoln's birthplace and learned a little bit more and looked into it. And so I see that I think Barbara I don't know if she's, well, I was able to find a connection. Anyway, I first looked for Ephraim, and then I did the connection finder between the 2 of them. So 15 degrees, Barbara, there you go. So you are connected to Elmer Ellsworth. So he was that was a very interesting bit of history there. Thank you, Barbara.
Neat.
I like what Marion Cerruti said. She said music, her family always brought instruments and sang at family get-togethers, and that no matter what the disagreements were, that they enjoyed making music together, which I can heartily agree with. And then Catherine Chapman said that her grandma at one Thanksgiving dinner talked about a bank robbery where she was a staff member at the bank, and it had been talked about a lot because it had happened 50 years earlier. So they had no idea that their grandmother had been a part of this event. So, all right, let's refresh. 12 answers. There we go. Where's page 2? Oh,
I think those
right. It's 20. It's 20 a page. That's right. Okay. All right. So who is this from? Janet Gunn. Okay. So not Chris. Breakfast. the next morning after Christmas. Oh my, you've set the scene right away. It was my grandmother who lived 60 miles away alone with 20 plus unhouse trained Pekingese dogs. Okay. Oh my. So most Christmases, my father would pick her up in the morning. My mother would run her bath, and then we would all say hello to her. And after Christmas dinner, one of my parents would drive her home. She was convinced the dogs, especially an elderly one called Fairy, could not survive without her. Then one year, she was convinced to stay overnight. After lots of persuasion, she pushed really hard to bring Fairy with her, but they didn't give in. In the middle of the night, I heard someone wandering around downstairs. I heard Mina say, "Where's Peggy? You can't leave a baby alone in its crib." And the next morning, she told her parents and said, "Who's Peggy?" Oh, Peggy was Mina's daughter, whom I never heard about. Both Mina's sister and her eldest son had written autobiographies that said a lot about Mina and her two sons, but not even a hint about a daughter. So this was a daughter, I see. A daughter that was conceived between relationships, I think. Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. She lost this daughter. Yeah. Back at the breakfast table, we said we said it was odd that Mina had confused her beloved elderly dog with her long lost, unloved daughter. And my mother asked, "By the way, how old is Fairy?" And Mina replied, "She is 2 or 3 years old," when she had to be at least 10. Yeah, a little confusion there.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. Oh, well, look, it's a post from Chris Ferriolo.
Chris Ferriolo, and it's short.
During a holiday dinner, I learned that my great-grandparents Giuseppe and Clementina had a child who died young. My dad and his cousins were talking about it and assumed it was a boy. It was actually a girl. Not sure how they found out about it. I guess they overheard my great-grandparents talking. I wondered about that for a while, and a cousin found a kid who died young, and her parents were Giuseppe and Clementina. Not only that, her name was Olympia. My grandmother, Olympia, ended up being named after her. She was born in 1920 in Haverhill, and the older Olympia was born in 1912, a few years before they went to America. So, yes, same parents.
Yes.
And then they use that happens a lot it did in Scottish families where they would use the name.
Yeah.
Happens a lot in Italian and French Canadian families too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes these secrets just get buried very, very deep. And yes, very interesting. Yeah.
And what is it that reveals the secrets at dinners? Maybe the wine?
Well, it could be the adult refreshment. And just maybe I think people get excited to be together again. And maybe in their excitement, they just start talking.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes like a tragedy like that, it's too painful when you're so close to the event,
Yeah.
It takes a while to sort of, oh yeah, that happened, then you can talk about it,
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, yeah. Now, should I do my 7 ancestor profiles, or should I let you do profiles? Okay. Well,
yeah, because this is the last Saturday of November, so
yes.
So we should do them.
Okay, here we go. Let me go over to celebrate your ancestors. So Alexis says for November, Alexis Nelson, of course,
Yeah.
I would like to celebrate my fourth great-grandfather and only DAR Patriot ancestor, Andrew Sharp, who was born in November 1751 in Campbelltown, Argyll and Bute, Scotland. He served as a Pennsylvania militia officer during the American Revolution, enlisting in March 1776 as a foot soldier. He would enlist on 3 separate occasions and served with General George Washington. He participated in the Battle of Long Island and the Battle of Brandywine and was appointed to the rank of captain by General Washington. All the way from foot soldier to captain.
Wow.
At the Battle of Trenton Ferry, he was cited for heroism. Another member was recently kind enough to send me a video about Captain Andrew Sharp, and I'm also including it here. And thank you, Alexis, for bolding the key facts. That's really nice. Oh, and here's his profile. Very nice, with the contemporaneous American flag. Now, I wonder, Fort Duquesne in Pittsburgh, that's where he passed away. And what is this photo that is his profile picture?
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
That's nifty.
That is Sharp. Oh, it's a map which shows his property. Yes. A church on his land. Oh,
there's the
DAR pin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is Andrew's bones are supposedly buried under this church in Pittsburgh. Very interesting. And lots of great maps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh my goodness.
This was massacred. Oh.
What was that?
The massacre of Captain. Yeah.
Yes.
The article there.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of fascinating history here.
Tia recognizes the church. She used to walk past it in Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Yeah. Huh.
That's pretty wild, eh?
Yes. What are the odds?
Neat.
Huh. Okay. Thank you, Alexis. And then another November birthday. This is the great-grandfather of Oliver Stegen. His name was Carl Schlegel, who born on November 4th, 1874. So the first week of this month was his 151st birthday. He learned the carpenter's trade like his father and worked as a builder in his native Lagensalza, a nice town in Thuringia with a medieval flair. Oliver was able to visit the villa he built for his family in 1904 several times. 2 of his children I remember well, my own great-grandmother Erna and her brother Walter. Their father, Carl, cut an imposing figure. Yes, I really would agree. Where's Carl? There we go. Let's look at our photo of Carl. Yeah. Nice. I wonder what the date, that's about 1900. Yep. And we see the photographer, the studio legend. We have a PDF there, a couple of PDFs. Okay. All right. Thank you, Oliver. Then let's see, Mary Erickson. Now, Mary is a newt. She only joined at the end of October. And so I was just thrilled to see that she had answered the question of the week. And I did go and see if there were profiles for her father and maternal grandmother, and she hasn't put those up yet. But Mary, I hope you do. I hope you see this. And
Amazing.
so she wanted to celebrate 2 November birthdays. Her father, Norman A. Hill, who was born on November 29th in 1918.
Excellent.
So this very day, in Square Butte, Montana,
Mhm.
he was a veteran of World War II, died May 7th, 1997 in Loma Linda, California. And then also her maternal grandmother, Audra Irene Livesey Dunbar. I hope I'm saying that right. Who was born November 26th, 1889 in Benton County, Arizona. No, AR? AR.
I don't know.
Uh,
Arizona or Arkansas would be my guess, but I don't know which is which.
I think it's Arkansas because I think Arizona is AZ.
Oh.
Someone in the chat will correct me.
Okay.
I'm going with
Don't
Arkansas.
rely on a Canadian.
I'm going with Arkansas. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is. Oh, Eileen says Arkansas.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you, Eileen. And Mary said she was so sweet and patient. She died in Snohomish County, Washington, 1976. So thank you, Mary. We're so glad you're with us on WikiTree, and keep contributing.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. Margaret Craig said that my great-grandfather, Angus MacLean, was born on November 10th, 1841. My grandson was also born November 10th, but in 2011. So I let him know that his third-time great-grandfather, let him know about his third-time great-grandfather. And I think we have a genealogist in the making.
Excellent.
He's been on WikiTree, and he's only 14. So that's fantastic. And here we have Angus, another really riveting photo here. Photo or yeah, I guess it's a photo. Yeah.
Scotia. Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. And now Joyce said that she highlights her father, Ivan Raymond Marks, born 1903, died 1990, born in Oregon, was a great inspiration to me. And yes, okay. So Ivan's birthday anniversary is tomorrow, and he would have been 122. So she looks like we've got. I'm sorry, I don't have my. Do I have my browser extension on? Yes, I do.
You do,
okay.
yeah.
Yep, I do. I switch it so frequently.
I know. Yeah.
Yep. So, thank you for sharing your father with us, Joyce. Alice Thompson said, yes, I have a third great grandfather, Connet 152, born in November. I'm sorry, Alice. I think Connet 152. Let me see if I can find.
All right, I keep forgetting about that shortcut there. I just go up to the URL and type it in.
Well, you know what? On WikiTree, there's usually
there's multiple ways, right? Yeah.
Abraham Connet. Okay, I found him.
November 10th.
November 10th.
Yeah.
Yes. And he was born in Ohio. Not sure where he passed away. Oh, he didn't. He
48.
was cut short there. Yeah. Well, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday to Abraham. And I think this is our last one from, is it from Pip? No, yes, it's from Pip with this gorgeous photo.
Oh, neat.
Oh, wow. All right. So this is Pip's grandmother, Beatrice Reamer Neal, was born on November 11th, 1897, before it was Armistice Day or Veterans Day here in the U.S. She never got around to calling it Veterans Day. I owe to her and my grandfather my passion for heritage and genealogy. I grew up across the pasture from the house her father built and where she lived in most of her life. I distinctly remember many details about her, and to this day, I miss her terribly. Oh. I was blessed that she lived so long. The older I get, the better I can hear her voice calling to me. So this is a picture of her. Let's see, if she was born in 97, she would have been 14 in this picture.
Wow.
Wow. It's always really surprising to me how teenagers of the past, they look so adult to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I would not have guessed 14. Would you?
No.
I would say 21. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see. Let's take a look at her profile. North Carolina, of course, that's Pip's stomping grounds. And she's got 12 photos.
Nice.
A very, very full and rich biography, which, it sounds like Pip knew her for, which is such a gift.
That is.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone. I love celebrating your ancestors.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I guess we should go on to the connection checkers and profiles of the week. So, surprise, the theme for this week is Thanksgiving.
Wonder where they came up with that from.
I wonder how they came up with that, indeed, yes. 1621, English colonists and the Wampanoag people shared a harvest feast in Plymouth. And thanks to the help from the Mayflower, Massachusetts, and the Profiles Improvement Projects, we're featuring attendees of this meal in our Connection Checkers game. So here we have 12 profiles to choose from. So now we have done many, if not all, of these profiles before. So I'm going to do another sort of lightning round, but I'm going to pick out a few interesting things from each profile. And then I'm going to show you one thing I did to try to highlight how closely everyone is connected. Because I'll just do a sneak preview. If you look at the table of connections, you see that they are so closely connected one to each other, except for right over here, Wampanoag, who is the First Nations.
Yeah, he was my farthest. No,
is the farthest, I'm sure, to everyone.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be curious if there's anyone here or in the chat who is actually closer to Wampanoag than any of the other ones, who has him as their closest connection. That would be
even not last.
Or even not last. Yeah, that's right. Even not last. Yeah, would be interesting. But anyways, there is a connection between him and every one of the other ones. You just have to go digging for it. But they're all there. So let's see. So we're going to start with, well, actually, I'll start over here. William Bradford. So again, we've done all of these before, but William Bradford, passenger on the Mayflower, but he was also governor of the Plymouth colony. So he wasn't the very first governor. The first governor passed away, and then that's when he became the second governor. And he was elected multiple times, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th governor. 5-time governor, baptized in St. Helena's Church in Yorkshire, England. He was, so as I've learned as a Canadian, learning your American history over the past few years doing this, and because you always pick these around Thanksgiving, so I have to relearn the whole story of the Mayflower. But the people who came over, the pilgrims who came over on the Mayflower, didn't leave straight from England. They took a bit of many of them at least, took a bit of a detour first. So they weren't happy with the church that they were a part of. So they sort of formed this secessionist brethren group. There were different names that I've seen. The Brownian group, different different names. But many of them went over to Holland for a bit because there was a reform group there. And then they decided to come to the New World. They set sail, and there were two ships that took off. One was the Mayflower, and the other one was will come up, and I can't remember what the name is offhand, but it shows up later. Another ship that came that was supposed to be the sister ship of the Mayflower and was just it had a leak, and so they had to go back and repair it. And then eventually they decided, no, this one's not working, so they all came over on the Mayflower together. And eventually the Mayflower came and took them across. And that first winter was, of course, really difficult. And they landed in November. They came into the harbor in November. Actually made landfall. I think they went ashore in early December, 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, or something like that. But many of them passed away that first winter. It was very brutal. And so the Thanksgiving that they celebrate was after the first year, basically, in the colony. And it was the Native Americans there who helped them survive that. And so hence the Thanksgiving. But the sad thing about William Bradford that we talked about before, I know, because this is such a sad thing. He was married when he came over, but his first wife died. She was, they survived on December 7th. She drowned in the harbor after she accidentally fell off the ship.
Oh,
it's so tragic. Like,
yes,
just an accident, fell off, and then drowned. So that's very sad. He did marry again now, and they had one child together, I believe, Dorothy, his first wife, and then he married a second time to a widow, and they had 2 sons and a daughter, I believe. Yeah. So there we go. Moving on, Francis Billington, born in Lincolnshire, England, and he again another passenger. He was born about 1606, so he was very young when he came. So he would have been a teenager when they came over on the Mayflower. He's got a very interesting profile, and you should read it to go through it all. But basically, he was a troublemaker, and in fact, this Francis Billington, when they were on the ship, at one point he was fooling around with a gun and shot it off in the cabin, which had a bunch of gunpowder in it. Like, he could have blown up the whole ship because of his recklessness, and a fire that started just 4 feet from the bed. But by God's mercy, no harm was done. But it could have ended. The Mayflower story could have ended before it even began.
Wow!
Thanks to this guy, this character, yeah. Sometimes you have characters. Betsy, you may have seen a few of those in your classroom over the years. That just calamity seems to follow them.
Did he make good? Did he become a productive citizen?
Well, I mean, he had a lake named after him, but he had family troubles and difficulties. His kids were bound out, or apprenticed out. There was legal troubles. So I don't know.
Mixed.
It's a mixed, mixed bag, but an interesting character at least, nonetheless. Mary Brewster, another passenger on the Mayflower. She was married, and she was married because she was born in 1568, so she was a well-established woman by then. I love how they have actual documents where you can see the original writing back then. One thing I found interesting, the list of the children. I love the names of these early settlers, and Pilgrims. I think Pilgrims, Quakers all use this sort of naming people after sort of virtues. So
yes,
among their children, patience, fear. Now that's interesting. I don't know why I would call a child fear. Love, that's nice. And then wrestling.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Well,
in the modern ages, that might, infer something different, but I don't know what you would like. Wrestling?
Like wrestling with evil? That's all I can
Oh, maybe.
think of.
Maybe he was born like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
He didn't want to be born.
that's right. Yeah, it could have been a messy birth. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. What's also interesting about this one is about the research notes, and of course we all love research notes,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And very, very clearly, WikiTree, disputed spouses. When there are two more theories, and I love how they just put it in there because it's obviously something that has happened. I mean, all of the Mayflower people came over in the Mayflower. I mean, so many people descend from the early settlers, right? It's going to be lots of people are going to be interested in these stories, and you'll have people that, well, this is my family story and this is my family story, and so I'm glad they put it right here. It's not reasonable to think that one theory is more likely than another. It's best not to add any of them in the spouse field. So instead, we explain that in the biography section. So here, it's the maiden name. It's her maiden name. So you see how it just says Mary unknown, because there is no definitive proof of which exactly it is. There's at least a couple competing theories there. So that's kind of neat. There is some DNA that suggests at least an area that we're probably from, but only one matrilineal all-female line has been found. So I guess they haven't been able to pinpoint it. And going that far back, it is difficult, right? That's interesting. Then we have Elizabeth Tilly Howland, born in August 1607. And this one, it's neat because you can just from the headings, you can sort of see the progression of her life story. Driven out of England, the ship, the Speedwell, that's the one. Kind of misnamed the Speedwell because it wasn't very speedy, sprang leaks, went to repairs, prairie winds. It was September. They determined, just scrap it. We'll use the Mayflower. So they all came across the Mayflower. And then there's the Journey that got them there in November. So a person overboard. So it was her husband. It's her husband, right? John Howland was, her husband went overboard, but unlike poor Dorothy before, he actually was able to cling. Where are we here? He was flown overboard, but he was able to hold on caught hold of the topsail halyards and hung out until someone could haul him up by rope. So he survived. So that was a little dramatic, but he survived. And then and then half the colony passing away that winter, and said all of her immediate family and lifelong, and many of her lifelong friends. So very tragic. And then the rest of it is all spelled out as well. Priscilla Mullins Alden is another passenger. Exact birth date not known, thought to be around 1602. So she would have been, a young woman when she came over. She was in her teens when she boarded the Mayflower and arrived in the New World, took up residence. She and John had many children there. So one of her claims to fame is that she was sort of part of a bit of a love triangle with her husband was John. It is John Alden, isn't it? Yeah, John Alden. But apparently Miles Standish, whose name you'll recognize, and I think he's included in this. Yeah, he is. Miles Standish, who was the captain of the ship, I believe, was also in love with her, but apparently was a little too shy to ask for his. And there was a famous poem by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, The Courtship of Miles Standish. And the neat thing is that Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, famous poet, is actually one of her descendants. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
No, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So, that's kind of cool. So I guess it was must have been a family story that was passed on down, and then he decided to immortalize it in poem. Now it says here, where does it said it here somewhere that that poem was taught in schools, and many of you Americans may have learned it at some point. Denise is nodding her head yes.
I don't recall. I mean, I'm certainly familiar with Longfellow, but I don't think that we studied that poem.
Yeah. Well, apparently the one line in there is, "Why don't you speak for yourself, John?" Priscilla is supposed to have said that if he's not, why should I guess the idea being, why should I marry? If you're not brave enough to ask me for my hand in marriage or to marry, then how important is that? Or I don't know. I feel bad for the poor guy. I don't know. Then we have Henry Sampson, son of James Sampson, Martha Cooper, baptized in 1603. He's about 16 years old when he sailed on the Mayflower. And there's the deed to, or the note of his arrival. Edward and his wife, 2 children, Henry Sampson and Humility Cooper. I became a freeman by the time he got married. Another deed there to his land there. So he was, and died in 1684. He made his will by signing by Mark. Nice family. And his research notes indicate Y-DNA results. So that's kind of nice. People can trace, and after a Y-DNA test that can prove or disprove the connection to the family. So that's kind of neat. Hopkins, later Snow, young girl of 14 when she arrived. Constancia Hopkins, oldest daughter of Stephen Hopkins and his first wife. Looks like this the baptismal record in let's see. I was going to say it was let's say Latin. Yeah, looks like looks Latin to me. Married Nicholas Snow, and the children are listed here. More research notes about the 2 indentured servants who fought duels with swords and daggers became the first and only duel. So that's kind of interesting connection, claim to fame with them. George Soule Sr., born in Haarlem in the Netherlands. So one of the pilgrims that didn't come from England originally, but it was actually born in Holland. Starts off, the whole biography starts off with a false fact. This has been disproved. Trying to find a baptismal record for George Soule. So they just disproved it through Y-DNA testing. And so research goes on trying to find the George that was, in this case, they suggest that the George that was possibly born in Haarlem was the son of John Soule, Solus, Soltz, and you can see how any of those last names could become Soule, right? So interesting. So still trying to figure all that out. That's kind of neat. He joined the Company of Adventures off to the New World. Yeah. And he was a printer's helper with this company. Yeah. I do remember we talked about him before. And like so many of these profiles, there's a nice full biography that goes through the whole history and stuff. And so do it justice. Here we have Miles Sandwich. Poor guy used to shop and ask for the hand of Mary, but he did not end up just a bachelor. He was, of course, the captain and commander of the Plymouth colony, in charge of protecting the force.
Greg, there's like a lot of distortion. Just suddenly over like the last 20 seconds, almost like say something, say more.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
perfect. That's fine now.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Miles Standish,
Okay.
Captain Miles Standish, commander of the Plymouth colony. His origin is unknown, but of course he arrived in 1620. And he did get married. He was actually married twice, and neither of his wives, their last names are known, so they're both listed as unknown. And there he had 7 kids from his second wife there. Apparently there's a dispute about a possible third wife, and there's details about him, and then of course reference again to the Longfellow poem later on. So there we have him. Elizabeth Walker Warren, aged widow, aged over. So the biography starts with the end in mind. A little quote from her, I guess a eulogy or summary of her death. Mistress Elizabeth Warren, an aged widow, aged above 90 years, deceased on the 2nd of October, 1673, who, having lived a godly life, came to her grave as a shock of corn fully ripe. She was honorably buried on the 24th of October aforesaid. So I don't know how many biographies or eulogies have the phrase "came to her grave as a shock of corn fully ripe." So I don't know how many, comparisons to corn do you often see?
Well, they were an agricultural society.
They were definitely an agricultural society, if that's what they used for their.
I mean, it's very poetic.
It's very poetic. Yes, that's right.
I mean, and I can imagine in that time to reach 90 was
yes,
wow.
Amazing. Yeah. So she lost her husband in 1628, and she outlived him 45 years. Wow. So she was a widow much longer than she was married, or a non-widow. There we go. Then we have Massasoit Wapanawag. I'm not sure if that's exactly how you pronounce his name. Of course, he was Pokanoket Wapanawag Indian, born about 1580 in Massachusetts. He was a leader, and they did not have a written language, so it was primarily through the writings of other men that they have records of him. Unfortunately, of course, when the Europeans arrived, they brought the disease with them that wiped out a number of the locals, and about 90%, as much as 90% of the Massachusetts Bay Area Indian population have been wiped out. Like, that's nasty. It is tragic. It's amazing to me that after that they wanted to have anything to do with these new settlers. You'd think, though maybe they didn't make the connection. I don't know.
I'm thinking the level of understanding of germs and illness at that time, I'm not sure that they made the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting. Anyway, his name was Samoset. So I'm not sure. They refer to him as Massasoit, also Samoset. So I'm not quite sure when one was his name and one was a title, maybe. But anyways, it says most American school children know of Massasoit, and because of his help with the first Thanksgiving. So he did become ill apparently in 1623, but survived and passed away in, where did it say, 1661 at the age of 84. And of course, he's the farthest from most WikiTreeers, I believe. And let's see, here we have Edward Winslow. I think he's the final one of the tribe. Another governor in between our first profile, 3rd, 6th, and 10th governor of the Plymouth colony, and also a passenger, well-known passenger on the Mayflower, one of the early leaders, married twice to Elizabeth Barker and then to Susanna Jackson. And we have the highlights noted here of his biography. Again, talking about the false starts of the journey. So one of the things I did is they're all so close together. You can see all that. I thought I would try to come up with a graphic that showed all those connections. I ran out of time doing that. But here, let me show you what I have. Let's see if I make that a little bit bigger. We'll zoom in. So here is the graphic I started with, basically. This is, well, actually, what if I do this? Whoop, there we go. There we go. So here is 3 of our profiles of the week: Miles Standish, Priscilla Mullins Alden, and Henry Sampson. Those were 3 of the profiles, and you can see they're all connected very closely to the one family. Miles and Priscilla are co-grandparents of a whole Standish family, including Mercy, and Mercy's father-in-law was Henry Sampson. So you can see those 3 are connected that way, and there's many of the early settlers would have sort of similar connections. The trickiest one, of course, was trying to get Massasoit connected, but we have him. We have a nice connection with him. I picked the closest one. It may not look very close, but if we start off with Massasoit, I can't zoom any high. He's up here. Okay, Massasoit up in this corner. And then if we go down to his child, daughter, her father-in-law's brother's son married the sister of a great-great-great-grandson of, zoom over here, Elizabeth Tilley. And there we have.
Well, my brain's kind of exploding right now, Greg, but well
so
done.
There we have the connection. Yeah, a great-great-great-grandson's father-in-law's brother's son, daughter-in-law's sister's, yeah, anyways, husband is another. So there we have it. And those are your profiles of the week and how they're all connected to each other.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great.
Good job.
Wow.
Yeah. There we have it. So what's happening this week? Well, there's a few things that are happening. We talked about, the WikiTree challenge. This Thursday will be starting off for George Morgan, the Genealogy Guys podcast. And there's still time to sign up for that, so please do that. December is also another month for rocking. Another month for rocking. So if you would like to be a rocker and help find connections for some of our fellow WikiTreers, that would be great. We'd love for your help with that. So I believe you can still sign up for that because December 1st isn't until Monday. Right. And on December 1st, Vicky, we're going to have a G2G post, aren't we? That I'm writing. And I'm
sorry, I'm muted, but yes.
Yeah.
Here's the question I wanted to share.
That's right. And December 1st, all the secrets will be revealed about the Secret Santa Challenge, which will come out. So December 1st, I will drop the G2G post, and you'll have 2 weeks. We're doing a slightly different. I mean, mostly the same, but we're trying to move up our timelines a bit early. So the G2G post will go on December 1st. You'll have 2 weeks to sign up. As an elf to help out and help your fellow WikiTreers, or 2 weeks to put in a request. And that gives us a little bit more lead time to do some early research, because one of the things that we've discovered, having our 2 weeks of Secret Santaing, where the elves are going furiously trying to make these connections, break down these brick walls, find these missing birth records, marriage certificates, whatever. sometimes that 2 weeks between, you know, Christmas and New Year's and that time is when the local society is shut down for the holidays.
Yeah.
So we've had some requests from elves to allow them to start doing the research before the shutdowns happen. So that's why all of the deadlines are a bit earlier. One of the other things that's going to be new this year is we're going to, last year we, thanks to Danita, who became one of our head elves, she put together this amazing Google spreadsheet. So you're going to sign up using the Google spreadsheet. There'll be a G2G post, but the link to the sign up will be a Google spreadsheet, which you'll fill out, which will pre-populate our spreadsheet that we use for organizing everything. And on it will be another question about your comfort level with surprises. So if you can choose to be totally surprised, in which case we won't reveal anything until the challenge is over, or if you're open to, you know, clarifying questions, or if you want to be kept in the know or not worried about being spoiled. So you can just choose how open or closed you want to be, or how spoiler free or spoiler averse you want to be as a wish-e this year. Anyways, all that and more will be revealed later on December 1st when that G2G post drops. So please sign up, and we look for your help. We're also going to be looking for some senior elves to help us coordinate the hordes, because what we don't want is people to make wishes and not to have anyone even have a chance to look at their wishes. And so we're going to ask for some senior helpers to help us with that sort of organization, because this challenge has really grown over the years, and we had over 200 last year, I'm pretty sure. So it's a bit much. So,
I think we have our first volunteer for a coordinator.
Excellent.
Maybe Tia wants to be a senior elf.
I think Tia would be a great senior elf. Excellent. Fantastic.
Here's a chance to volunteer for something, everyone.
That's right.
and having done Secret Santa in the past, I have to say it's really a fun challenge.
It is.
Yes.
So what else is happening this coming week? Well, there's George again. We'll have a question of the week. Lauren is going to be our one name study. There'll be a Discord part. Is this? Yeah. Discord party on the Mayflower Party of Massachusetts and Profile Improvement Project, right? Mm-hmm. St. Mary Extra from Hampshire. This will be the first Friday of December. That means Ask Alesh will be happening on Friday morning. We'll be celebrating Jimi Hendrix from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And there'll be a Friday date night. We had Julie last week, so come and join Julie again this coming Friday for Friday date night. And then we'll be back next Saturday to chat and have lots of fun. Mm-hmm. Thank you all very much for joining us today. And Rock will also happen throughout all of December.
Yeah, the whole month.
The whole month. There you go. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Stay warm if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Cool off if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. And I don't know. I guess the equator just sort of stays the same, right? More or less. Mm-hmm. Somewhere there's a happy medium. Have a great day, everyone. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.